Let me paint the picture for you. It's June 19th, 2035. There's a young girl sitting on her phone, perhaps on an implant, doing her history homework and looking back at when things changed. And she looks back through the years and pinpoints June 19th, 2023. That's the year when artificial intelligence becomes mainstream. Everybody starts using it. The year where everybody started utilizing it to their advantage. And the year where things started going downhill for some and uphill for others. Now, in this particular year, a couple of things have happened. Backbreaking work, out the window. Administration-based work, out the window. Accountants, out the window. The list goes on and on and on. Productivity at an all-time high. Efficiency at an all-time high. But at the same time, there's a percentage of the population who are sitting there, who are being left behind. Those who have been slow to adapt, to upskill, and to grow. Is that a perfect world? By no means. Is it a better world? Depends on who you ask. But this video today is all about personal growth in the age of AI. Now, no matter which way you look at it, artificial intelligence is reshaping the industries, transforming jobs, transforming mindset, transforming the landscape of what we call work, productivity, and just life, right? Now, the more that this happens and the quicker this accelerates, you need to be very much aware of where you stand at this particular point and where you'll stand in future. Because a lot of the roles that we've seen over the years, they'll be gone. And so now it will come down to you and how you're utilizing it to make yourself better. Now, last week I mentioned there's 4 qualities that you'll need to ensure that you still remain in the race moving forward. Creativity, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and a purpose-driven mindset. You will need to find purpose within the work that you're doing right now, because work is changing constantly. It has always changed, but with this advancement in AI, it's going to require you to think a lot more different than what you used to back in the day. So you will need to start finding purpose in what you do, because if the mundane jobs are being filled pretty quickly, then you'll need to find ways in which you still stay relevant, not just from a work perspective, but from your own mental space. And you want to feel that you're needed. And so what's the best way to do it? How can you find purpose? Well, how do you learn to do anything? You learn by trying different things, by upskilling, putting yourself out there a little bit more. That's the key. That's the foundation right there. So by putting yourself out there and be willing to learn something new, be willing to try something different, start thinking ahead. Think about the skills that you will need in future. Now, a purpose-driven mindset, for those who don't know, is a mindset in which you find fulfillment, motivation, and of course, purpose in what you're doing. Now, for example, let's say there's somebody who's working in a factory and they enjoy making this one component that they're making every single day or every single week, week in, week out, they're making the same thing over and over again, right? They've been doing it for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and that's their life work. But now with the rise of automation, things have become different. The landscape has changed. The job that they've been doing for so many years, it's done just like that, right? Automation just kicks it out the door. AI kicks them out the door. And so what do? What happens to that person? Who do they become now? So this brings into focus the importance of purpose and finding purpose. Your definition of purpose and your life's work will need to change. You will need to look at things from a different perspective. Whether you're in an office, whether you're in a factory, no matter what environment you're in, you will need to start thinking ahead and knowing exactly where you want to go and knowing exactly what skills you'll need to grow and to thrive in future. And so purpose will become even more important in this new age that we're creating. Now, with purpose comes values and passions. You need to look at what do you value and what are you passionate about? What is something that gets you excited? What are the skills that you currently have that you know will be valuable moving forward as well? Because sometimes your passion and your career doesn't always have to align, because you do need to have a break outside of work, right? So it's important to set time aside to think about it. Think about what are you passionate about? Think about your values. Think about the skills that you bring to the table and who you want to become in the next little while. So you want to align your skills and your values and your passion with artificial intelligence to make your life a little bit easier and to make you more productive. So then you start thinking about working together as opposed to working apart. So it's all about leverage, right? Creating that leverage and utilizing it, because you have to be flexible, adaptable. Remember, that's the key word there, adaptable. Now, for some of you out there, you'll probably realize that the job that you're doing right now, in a couple years time, it may not be there anymore, right? Or will still be there, but be automated. And so now is the time for you to start thinking, how do I transition out of what I'm doing now? Or how can I upskill to ensure that the skills that I have is a complement to what else I can do in future? So you want to be someone who's well-rounded, right? You have well-rounded skill set and not just focus on one aspect only, because if you're just good at one thing alone, it's easy to replace someone who's really good at one thing than someone who is really good at other things. Now, I've talked about adaptability, but the other thing that you need to as well is resilience. You need to be resilient with yourself, resilient with how you're feeling about yourself right now, because some of you might think, wow, you know what can I do? If I can't do this that I've been doing for 5, 10, 20 years, where do I go from here? Well, build resilience in yourself. It's not just doom and gloom. This is an opportunity for you to actually make a change for yourself, to make a difference and to grow. This is the foundation that you need, the reset that you've been looking for, because there's a lot of people out there who are in jobs that they hate, or doing something that they hate, or a business that they hate, and they're looking to reset, but they don't have the opportunity to do so. This could be the opportunity for you now. This is the opportunity for you now, because look at it this way: the skills that you've learned throughout the years is still valuable. It's made you who you are now. And so now the key is utilizing that, upskilling from that, thinking positively. Think about how you can leverage AI to make yourself better, to make yourself grow, to make yourself a better version 2.0 of you. Being adaptable is going to be so important for you moving forward, and you don't have to be left behind in this race of automation and artificial intelligence. So what does that mean for you right now? Well, here's what you need to do. Take action. Start creating an action plan of where you want to be, where you see yourself, what skills you need to develop. And to not think about artificial intelligence and automation as a negative thing, because at the end of the day, whatever happens, it still will happen. So in the year 2035, when the little girl's doing her homework, looking at when artificial intelligence became mainstream, will your name be next to one of those businesses that fell through? Or will your name be all up there as a person who also adapted and moved on forward and chose to be great? Until next time, I'll see you then.